Can you already guess what this is?
No.
Strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly.
We are here Wednesday night, spitting with Spitter. I'm just happy to be here. My name is TJ Spitter. We're going to get some dudes out of the way before we start the show. First and foremost, I want to shout out our sponsors, Lehigh Vapor, 822 Nazareth Pike. Go there for all your vaping essential needs. Tell them TJ sent you to get a discount on all your products. Also, we have Mom and Pop CBD Shop. They're at 312 Town Center Boulevard in Forks Township. Go ahead over there and tell them I sent you. Get all your CBD products. I use the relief cream on my joints. It's wonderful. Now, to start the show, let me introduce Role Reversal. You're going to be interviewing me, huh?
Yeah, so let's get it started. I'm
Lexi
Lexi.
Lupak is in the building.
Yeah. All right. You ready to get into some questions?
Sure.
All right. The first thing I want to know is where's the gray area between the two of us musically? Like, not even genre-wise, but like, where do we relate in that relationship with music?
As far as what? As for like, what do you mean by gray area?
Like, what do we have just relating to music in general? What do we have in common? Like, what's our middle ground? You know what I mean? Not even just, you could say genre, for instance, but also
I think melody. I think anything that's melodic. I think anything that has a harmony, anything that has a riff that we can relate to. I think that's whether it's hip hop, whether it's rock, whether it's alternative. I think that's where we relate.
Yeah, I like that. I like that answer. I think so too. I was just gonna say, like, even though we have like some of our different tastes, kind of, it still comes down to like the love for music. Like, we're just music lovers. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the second question, which I don't know if this will help, it might be a little easier to answer, but where do we differ musically?
I think. That's a good question. Damn it, Lou. You remind, as far as your musical taste, you do a lot what I did at your age. Like, you would dive into every song and pick it apart.
Yeah.
So now, me at the age I'm at now, I just listen to music for the love of music. I don't so much, unless I'm listening to like battle rap or something that's like full of lyrical content, I don't necessarily dive into it the same way.
The thing about battle rap though is it's so interactive because like you have to really look for those double entendres and those puns and those little they're hidden in there. You know what I mean? So I think that's dope though. That was a good answer.
Thanks, pal.
What is the yeah, of course, pal. What's the first single or album you can recall buying with your own money or burning or anything of that nature? But what's the first song or album that comes to mind?
Tape. It was on a cassette tape. I know you don't know what they are.
Yes, I do.
It was a cassette tape, and it was Wu-Tang Clan, Enter the 36 Chambers.
I honestly should have known. I should have known.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't even remember. I think my first, not that you asked, but my first like album that I remember buying and being super excited over was an Of Mice and Men album. Yeah.
I remember how you were crazy about Mice and Men. Remember when you thought I lost your t-shirt and gave me hell for like a month and a half?
That was my Motionless and white shirt, and I was like, Dad, it's gone forever. Where'd it go? And then I found it like in a basket or something. Oh my God. I'm getting exposed right now on Spittin with Spitter. It's happening. All right. If you could learn one musical instrument or skill, like well, you already get down with the DJing, but like low key. But if you could learn any instrument, musical skill, or niche little musical thing, what would you choose and why?
Uh, Definitely the piano, only
Ooh,
because it's like when I hear somebody playing the piano, it's like the most relaxing thing ever.
yeah, yeah,
So like if I could play the piano, like I would be in a utter state of relaxedness all the time.
yeah. Oh yeah, you could just play it for yourself all hours of the day. Well, not all hours, but most
We
hours of the
got
day.
some comments coming in. Hold on, Lou. I don't mean to interrupt you, love.
Go ahead.
Uncle Alan said it's the most watched episode ever.
Yeah.
Prince Shango said I'm loving this. Eli G said you differ with a huge generation gap. Get him, Lex. Beanie Jock said, yeah.
Sure.
HD threw up the muscles. Uncle Alan said he loves his niece.
Love you too.
Raymond said can't miss this. Brett Brown, who runs the mom and pop CBD shop, says you have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. T, you're glowing, all smile. Yo, be like, it says T, you're glowing, all smiles. Lex, you're beautiful. This
Hey.
for me, I don't even care that I'm being interviewed. Like, this is like the equivalent of me and you sharing the stage for Go Hard. Like,
Yeah.
I'll step out of the way and just let you perform and just be like super proud dad moment and just suck it all in. Pause.
Thank you. That means the whole world to me, and everybody's being so supportive in the comments means the whole world to me too. So thank you
Ricky
guys.
Suzigan says, love the makeup. Show her some tips.
Thanks. Um, yeah, that's awesome though, and I'm more than happy to do any sort of creative thing with you, like us like working on stuff together, you giving me pointers, like because I feel like you have to invite other people into your creative process to really flourish as a creator and an artist or a music lover, whatever the case may be, and especially to have somebody who I love and adore so much be part of that. It just means the world.
Absolutely. Like most people don't know this, but everybody brings entourages to the studio. The last album I did, the only people that were in there were you and your brother.
Yeah, eating pizzas in the studio.
Absolutely.
Yeah, those are the best of times. But
Prince
oh,
Prince Sha- hold on. Prince Shango said duet feature. Let us know. That's on you, player. Not on me.
I can't say anything about that now, but let's just say it has definitely come up in conversation. It has definitely been thoroughly talked about. That is we're gonna leave the rest a mystery.
Tell him you should see his karaoke nights around the campfire.
I want to be part of a karaoke night. What? Let's get that happening. Like, I'll bring my guitar and everything. But I have a very spicy question for you, pal.
Go
I
ahead.
want to know. Now, don't hold back, okay?
Okay.
What is your honest take on the rap and hip hop that I listen to?
You in general or your entire generation?
Me, just me, like what you've heard me play.
Some of it's really dope.
Thank you.
Some of it's really dope. Some of it's a freaking headache.
Yeah.
Like it's got to make sense to me, right? Like, and we've had this conversation a million times. Music's got to make sense to me. So like, if you're 15, 16 years old and you're out there rapping about girls, guns, and drugs and
Yeah.
cars, and I'm not gonna relate to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
Like,
it's all about. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
who's the guy that you listen to that screams a whole lot but can rap?
Ghostman.
Ghostman. He could rap. Like he could like if you really listen to it, he could really rap.
Yeah.
You
He
know what I
and
mean?
it's
But
his
it
wordplay is.
absolutely. But it's
Yeah.
like it's an acquired taste.
Right. Right. I agree. I just wanted to elaborate on that too. Like, I think you find more of the peace in like a calm, or not even, you listen to some like hyped up and aggressive stuff too. but it's
Sure.
more you're more traditional about vocal styles, and I take it a little bit further with like the vocal, like hard vocals and like weird little voices and stuff like that. Like I it gives me serotonin. I like that stuff. So I think that is one way we differ a little bit. But
Absolutely.
you like some harder, okay, so like where I find, joy in listening to like Ghostman and Suicide Boys, which is this is gonna be weird and controversial, but you like Wu Tang and like you like old school hip hop, right? But there's some like hard, heavy punching vocals and like aggression, because that's how you deliver something. If you're angry about something, you need that chaos and that angst to be delivered somehow. But my taste in rap, I think, is like the evolved version of that, like the new
Hmm.
age version of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I
absolutely.
think there's some
Well,
similarities there.
for the record, she don't listen to anything whack. It's just
Hey,
not necessarily my cup of tea.
yeah, and I'm also always cool with vibing to all of your bops in the car. Like
Absolutely.
I love diving into what you listen to. I have a lot of songs that I've kind of stolen from you a little bit,
A little bit.
but yeah,
We
I
got
think
we got
we
some
do.
more comments coming in. Keith said, "This is the beauty of what we do. A father and daughter sharing their passion in front of the world. Proud to know you guys and be a part of this journey. Thank you, Professor Keith."
Thank you.
Cousin Phil said, "Didn't she sing at Walters Park Amphitheater?" She did.
Yeah. Wow. I can't believe someone remembers that.
Sean Smith said, "Myself, I prefer rap styles of Biggie, Wu Tang, and DMX." Absolutely, Sean Smith. I as well.
Respect, respect. Yeah, I have a huge amount of respect for everybody who paved the way for hip hop and R&B and everything. And you need to give them credit where credit is due. You can't just salute all the new age people without first looking at their roots and looking at what inspired them. It helps you delve
Absolutely.
deeper into music to trace back to the roots of everything.
Facts.
Yeah.
HD says, "I think she would like Denzel Curry if she doesn't already."
I do. I
I
do.
do.
He's not my favorite, but he's so good. He's absolutely so good. I vibe to Denzel Curry. Um, all right. So I want to know as well what your take is on the other music that I do enjoy, such as like rock, metal, or even a little R&B, or like my psychedelic rock, or like stuff like that, like my other genres outside of rap. What do you think about that, and where do we relate on that note too?
I think it's all fire. I think everything that you listen to is a depiction of who you are, one way or another.
Thanks.
Like your soft little girly side that you don't show to anybody. I see that come out in like the R&B that you listen to, and like
Mhm.
the heavy punch you in your face, kick you in your teeth metal that you listen to. I see that. You know what I mean? I don't think that, like when I was your age, I was looked at differently because I was listening to harder rap, and like while everybody
Yeah.
else was listening to like B104 and the pop music, you know what I mean? Like I was diving into different genres, not genres per se, but genres of rap, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
And like I think,
subgenres, little
yeah,
mini genres. Yeah.
and I think you're just doing the same with the music that you love.
Thank you. Yeah. And I definitely salute you for being one of the first of many that did take on hip hop when it wasn't the big thing at the time.
Oh yeah.
And I think you do a great job of respecting the culture and the roots of hip hop, because those are so important. It's so important to look into stuff like that. Like you can't just turn a blind eye to it. And I feel like as much as I love artists these days and I love the creative and the experimental, I feel like a lot of the mass media covering things about hip hop leaves a lot unspoken. You know what
Right,
I mean?
absolutely.
Like the
Just like
history of hip hop.
absolutely. Just like everything else, like in the media, everybody wants to focus on the negative, you know what I mean, of hip hop and the culture of hip hop, and people don't credit, like just an example, this past Thanksgiving, Jim Jones gave out thousands of turkeys. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like the different stuff that hip hop artists do, like the Roots have a hip hop academy. You know what I mean? Like there's so much that goes into hip hop, and people are so focused on the oh, they're gangbangers, they're shoot 'em up this, they're thug that, and they just want to
Yeah.
like paint a negative picture, you know?
You know what that is? You know what that is though, and now I don't mean to get like controversial here, but I feel like a lot of the importance of hip hop is the fact that when it first originated, when it was fresh in the scene, it gave young African American men a voice in music.
Right. Absolutely.
Like because, you know, when R&B started and rock and roll started and everything, it was young African American men like Chuck Berry. He invented rock and roll and he doesn't get credit where credit's due. Even you'll see like tons of other artists and bands, but not really like the low key like beginner starter ones. You know what I mean? Same with rap.
Absolutely.
So even though I do listen to a lot of like new age rap and like kind of alternative rap or like emo rap or whatever you want to call it, I do think it's you have to pay respect to the people who started it out,
It
and
all
that's
comes
why I
from somewhere.
appreciate. Yeah, and I appreciate your music taste so much for that. Like it gives me perspective on what I could have been missing out on. Like being raised with that musical structure and that history of music is probably what pushed me to do music a lot more than anybody knows.
You hear that, folks? She's out here dropping gems. In case
Thank you.
anybody was wondering, Colleen chimes in and says, "Hey guys, love you, mom."
Love you.
Matt Skirbo says, "Hip hop is an art, freedom of expression and speech." Shango says, "Lexi with the fire interview, dropping knowledge, young lady, respect."
Thank you.
Out
I
here
appreciate
killing it.
that. Thank you. What else did I have to ask you? All right. What is your own music taste comprised of? Now, this could mean anything. This could mean genre, this could mean emotion. What makes up your music taste and what is the glue of your music taste? What does it all have in common?
Mood.
Hmm.
Mood.
Okay.
Everything that I listen to one way or another is derived from what kind of mood that I'm in.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So like if I need to
Yeah.
just knock shit out and get shit done,
Hmm.
I listen to metal. If I want
Yeah.
to stay in a positive, cool mood and just bop, I listen to reggae. You know, like if I
Yeah.
want to go into my happy place, I listen to hip hop. You know,
Yeah, I
but I
actually
also like I also have a bunch of stuff that I listen to so mentally I know that I'm wired like a little differently. So like I know if I'm having a bad day and I need to get a good cry out, right? And I'm telling
right.
everybody this. So I got a whole list of songs that I know that'll just shake me up a little bit to like get those emotions going to get them out of my system.
Right, right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah. Everybody needs that. Everybody needs that. Um Also, do you think you could extrapolate a little bit on like what influenced you musically as a kid? Like what introduced you to music really? Like what was your introduction to music? How did that influence your music taste growing up?
Nobody knows this story. So when I was a kid, there was a kid that lived down the street from me.
Mhm.
His name was Dennis Miller, and he played a mean ass guitar, fire guitar. And they would like play rock songs and he would play along with it. So that was like my first exposure to music.
Hmm.
And then a little bit older, there was a family up the street and there was a kid that listened to nothing but rap and hip hop. His name was Paul. He had put me on to Special Ed, Redhead the Kingpin, Wu-Tang Clan, Eric B. and Rakim, Kumo D, Big Daddy Kane, LL Cool J. So those two gentlemen, and I don't even think they're here with us anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You know, those two gentlemen definitely showed me the way.
Yeah.
Prince, Prince Shango said, "Damn, TJ, she using all the big words." Prince Shango, educate yourself, guy.
Thank you. I was gonna say though, it's incredible that even if yeah, Uncle Alan knows. But
Uh-huh.
even if those people have since departed, I think it's awesome that they influenced you in that way. Like I remember when I was a kid seeing like punks and like people who were alternative or anything like that.
Right.
Anybody who was just different, no matter what genre it came from or what their upbringing or background was. Just seeing people who stood out like really struck something in my brain. You know what I mean? Like I want to be like that. I want to express myself like that.
And you know, partially for me that was the same way because Dennis stuck out. Like everybody, like super long blonde, like 80s punk rock hair. Like all the girls in the neighborhood loved him. Yeah, and he played a mean ass guitar.
That's dope.
So I went in a different direction. Like, I'm gonna rap my ass off. I'm gonna be different. Here we are.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what though? I can definitely see the rock influence in your music personally. Like your samples, some of the things you've sampled, you sample guitar riffs and, metal choruses, like stuff like that. You experiment with it. I think that was another thing that introduced me to that sort of thing. Like I've always liked songs that combine two genres or multiple influences even. Just stuff
Absolutely.
like
That's why I always like jamming out. Like whenever Schiller asked me to, and he's beating on the drums, and him and the Mulligans get together. I love just being in that environment.
yeah, and like I said before, when there is multiple people involved in a creative process or even just more than one person at all, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it allows for all of the strengths of that unit of people to collaborate. Even if it's just a jam session, even if you're just banging on an instrument for a little bit, like that's something, that's a process. That still takes
Absolutely.
creative energy. So, yeah. But what else? All right, so I know you touched on this a little bit previously, but I want to know like what are your go-to songs when you're sad or just in your bag?
My
Anything.
go-to songs when I'm sad.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm never gonna hear the end of this.
Nah, it's okay. We all have them. We all have it.
um, Amanda Perez sings a song called Angel.
Mhm.
Uh, that like you know when you get to be my age, people pass, and so like for me, that's a good remembrance.
Yeah.
Um, man, Biggie, Sky's the Limit.
Yeah, I should have known you were gonna say that too.
Biggie, Sky's the Limit. Meth and Mary J. All I Need, because that makes me think about mom. Uh, Nas's The Message, because it makes me think of like the 14, 15-year-old TJ. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, DMX's Let Me Fly.
Hmm. I also love when like people like DMX or Nas who can be I don't want to say like aggressive in a way that's like hostile, but like they can be so rough exterior, like they seem so toughened up, like when they let that guard down a little bit to just make a couple songs that are very like intimate and you can relate to, it almost feels more genuine, you know?
Absolutely. It's very organic.
Right, right. I
Yeah.
agree. Um, what are your songs go to when you're happy or in a good mood or you're hyped up? Anything.
Hyped up.
Yeah.
MOP, Annie Up. Locks is Wild Out.
Yeah. Yeah.
DMX is Stop Being Greedy.
Mm.
Method Man's Bring the Pain.
Mm.
KRS-One Step Into This World.
Word. Oh, what music do you listen to when you're angry?
Damn. A bunch of stuff. Angry's tough because I don't like to stay there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, cause you obviously you know how I am. So like when I get there, it takes me a while to get down from there.
Yeah, you don't want to like build it up more and like
Nah.
encourage it more. I get that. I'm
Um,
different than that.
yeah, If I'm angry, LL Cool J second round knockout.
Mm.
Uh, man, Lou.
Take your time.
No, you got me going here. Oh, there's an Eminem song, and I can't think of the name. Mom probably knows the name.
Wait, like what? Give me some clues or something so I could try to help you figure it out. I might be able to.
Oh, it's not.
On the
It's not.
live.
What was that?
I said on the live. I'll help you figure it out.
No, it's not. It's not just Eminem. It's Eminem, Dre, and Exhibit, and it's what's the difference between me and you?
Hmm. I
That's another
actually.
one of mine.
Oh, I'm
But
sorry.
here is a gem. If I'm really angry, I play that "Say We Can Fly" song that you put me up onto a couple years back.
Oh, wait. No. Are you talking about Bring Me the Horizon?
Right. What's the
Yeah.
name?
Oh, but the cover.
Yeah. What's the name of the song?
Drown. Drown.
Drown. The "Say We Can Fly" cover for Drown is if I'm angry, because I don't ever want to stay angry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that song just gets me right out of it.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I remember that song. That was like a classic emo kid bop. I bet like anybody who listens to that kind of music will know that song because it's like a staple song. You know what I mean? Um,
Oh, I got Papa Muggs right. Just chimed in. Do either of you write out of sadness or depression? I have
yeah,
two
you have
pops. I
to.
have two whole albums out of sadness and depression.
Yeah, yeah, very much so. I think a lot of my best art and poetry comes from a place of sadness or intense emotion in general. You have to utilize those emotions. You have to. That's what an artist does. You can scream that.
We could scream, I don't give a fuck, and see who means it. Absolutely.
Yeah, but I have another question for you, if you do not mind. Now,
Go
this
ahead.
one's a little brain picky. This one I want you to really think about.
Okay.
Do you think of music as more of a mathematical or systematic kind, and not systematic in the way you might think I'm saying it, but like a system with like numbers and notes and fractions, or do you view it more as free form and flowing? Like, how do you perceive it, or both? It could be a combination of both.
So if I'm listening to music,
Hmm.
I'm thinking about it free form flowing with
Yeah.
no boundaries. So if I'm making music, I'm very mathematical and bar counting and riff counting and hook counting, and everything needs to be organized.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the same way for the most part. Um, I also think it's interesting how like art and math in general are kind of like complementary in a way.
Mhm.
Like you have to use proportions and fractions to make art, like literal art on paper, like visual art. But then when you bring music into it, it's like a whole different, it's like a living, breathing process. Like it's going on, like you're flowing with it. So it's kind of both, in my opinion. But I just wanted to see your take on that.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Based on your last answer, how do you
Mhm.
use that said belief? So you said it was kind of both for you in your own musical process, whether that be enjoying and listening to music and consuming music or creating it.
So I never like to listen to music, any type of music, with the systematic organization, because that'll drive me crazy. Because I'll be like,
Yeah.
Jadakiss, you're doing this wrong. And obviously he's not. But like
Yeah.
for me, like if I'm creating music, like I'll almost line things up. Like say if I have my notebook and I'm writing down, like I line it up bar for bar, hook for hook,
Yeah,
and,
me
and
too.
do it that way.
Yeah, me too. I can't like rap, sing, or scream or whatever it is, anything like that, a song if it's not written in the flow. Do you know what I mean? Like
Right,
if it's just written like if there's no backslashes or commas or periods, I have to see it visually represented how I think it would sound in my head read that way.
right.
You know what I mean? So it almost kind of, that's a little trick, I guess.
Prince Shango just said TJ smiling like a madman. I love it. Plenty
Oh
of
yeah,
reason to. Uncle Alan says reminds me of you.
Yeah, we are a lot alike, despite some of our few differences in taste. It's like we're alternate universe clones
For
of each other.
sure. For sure.
Yeah. Um, what's a genre, sound, or general vibe of music that you just can't really seem to get into, or that doesn't really appease you musically? Like, it doesn't have to be a specific genre. It can be just a vibe you don't like, or like a style, you know?
Oh, you could answer this for me, I believe.
I mean, there you're pretty open to stuff though. Like you might at first say like that you really don't like something, but like sometimes you get put on a little bit. Like there's songs that I've shown you that I never would have thought you would have liked and you liked.
So first and foremost, I do that for everything. Everything out of my mouth at first is no, I don't like it. I don't want no parts of it. I don't like change. I don't want to have nothing of it.
Yeah.
And eventually I open up to things. But country is just something I can't really get behind.
You know, I used to say the same. I actually I'm saying this right now on the live. There's a couple country songs that I vibe with.
There's a few country songs that I'll rock to, and shout outs to the Amy's for instilling dancing on tables while singing Garth Brooks. You know.
Yeah.
Eli said country. See, Eli know me.
Eli just knew off the bat.
Prince Shango said anything Nick Cannon. Shango wildin' tonight, man.
I mean, okay, I want to bring this up really quick. Nick Cannon tried to make an Eminem diss track.
He made a whole Eminem diss album. Damn near. Trash can juice.
On the live. There's my eyebrow.
Did your eyebrow go with it?
You gotta know. It was bound to happen. But yeah, I can't fathom it. Anyways, what's an artist or song or genre that you secretly enjoy? Put yourself on blast right now. You got to do it for the live. I'll do it too if you want, so it's less scary.
I don't know if it's a female or it's probably a female, but like I think her name's Cascada, maybe. It's like dance music.
Yeah, like
yes.
Wait, is that the person who sang Every Time We Touch? Or am I just
Yes.
I love that song.
I have that song in my playlist in 36 different versions.
No
the
kidding.
Slow version, the acoustic version, the fast version, the bass version, the hyped version, all the versions.
If a song slaps, it slaps. You can't change that. I love that song. You know what song I love? Fireflies by Owl City. I love that song. I never admitted that out loud.
House music, Every Time We Touch. Yes. Every time we touch, I get this feeling. Every time we kiss, I swear I can fly. Anyway.
What music have I put you on to? I already know the answer. I just want to hear it.
All your different hard rock. You've put me onto a lot of stuff. Suicide Boys, never heard them until you came along.
Yeah, I would figure that much.
Ghost Main. You know, you and your brother put me on to all the new rappers.
Yeah, I think we at least gave you a general basic outline of what they do and who they are and what they talk about. But like, I know that you like some songs that I've shown you, and even some rock songs like Unbreakable.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's my shit.
Yeah, that's a good ass
song. Whenever I'm having a bad day, I play that song.
Yeah, good.
And you know why? And I'm not gonna say why right now because I don't want to make you cry on the live. But that's our song.
Yeah, of course. Hell yeah. That song is like my song, like my strength and, rising from the ash anthem. Like that's one song for me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I love that you love that song.
Chrissy chimes in. You know what song I love? The Kiss song I did for you for your birthday. Is that for you or for me? I don't
For
remember.
me,
Oh, okay.
the video, yeah, the
Oh
video that
yes,
everybody put
yes,
together. Yeah, her and Nate. Yeah, that was
yes.
awesome.
I forgot about that. Oh, they killed that too.
Yeah, they really did. They dressed up and everything. That was great. Um, I have another question. How do you feel you've musically influenced me?
I taught you correct bar patterns.
Yeah, you did.
I remember back when you first started making music, you would have like 6 bar verses and 48 bar hooks and
Yeah.
correct
Oh
bar
yeah.
verses. I don't know. I just think you're so open minded. I don't really think that it needed. You know, I mean, I think you just pick things up from everywhere.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Um, I can definitely say you've musically influenced me by, for one, establishing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Read that.
No, go ahead. Tristan said good night. I'm my brother. I love him. You know.
Good night, Tristan. I was gonna say I feel like you've musically influenced me by establishing with me that you can make music. It doesn't have to be about an image or being famous or getting signed to a label. You can do that shit because it starts something in you, it evokes something in you, and that you're passionate about it. It doesn't have to be all about, image and how you look to other people. It needs to be about you having that cathartic moment with yourself sometimes.
Most definitely. And for the viewers that don't know, Lex makes all her own music. I'm talking from the vocals to the guitars to the beats, everything. She records herself, engineers herself, mixes herself. Like super talented.
Thank you,
Super
Papa.
talented.
Yeah, and I would have never even that idea would have never dawned upon me if you hadn't told me, back in the day when you were like starting out, like you told me about all the processes you had to go through, and that's what like started something in my head, like it's got to start somewhere. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
And she's a
um,
dope rapper. Don't let anybody lie to you. She can spit.
thank you.
Hmm.
I don't want to be tested on that, but I will. There will be some rap. There will be some rap, uploaded on my SoundCloud eventually. I've had some, but I'm kind of like rebuilding from the ground up as far as my music goes. I want to get really in-depth creative. Like nobody will be able to tell what genre my shit is at
That's
all.
fire.
Thank you.
That's fire.
What music has mom put you on to?
And here's the dope thing, right? On why I love your mother is because we have a lot of similar musical tastes.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
there's a lot of Christian hip hop she's put me up onto, a lot of Christian songs in general that like are my go-tos to this day. She put
Mhm.
me up onto some Mary J songs back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Um, but out of the two of us, I believe I'm the one that put her up onto some music.
I wish we could get her in here right now to voice her opinion on that.
We could take it right back to the 10 Crack Commandment
Oh my gosh.
lyric off.
I already know. I know she's never gonna mess any of those lyrics up again now after that. You gave her hell for that one. Hmm. What can you appreciate about metal, rock, or alternative music? Like, what can you take from it? What is it evoking you?
I think everything. I don't think it matters what genre it is. I think anytime that you create passionately, it comes from your soul, and
Yeah.
it comes from your spirit, right? So
Mhm.
like even like Saigon song, I've been here for too long, right? That evokes the same feeling in me as Aaron Lewis's Lost and Lonely. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And two different, completely different genres, two completely different styles. You know, I think it's just where where they dig that feeling from.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of like parallels in music, like even if it's not intentional.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of like my playlists are more based on mood and more based on the kind of vibe they kind of give you more than anything. So like I don't have like a metal playlist and a rap playlist. I have like this is for when you're sad, and this is for when you're happy, and this is for when you're hyper, and this is for when you're late, like stuff like that. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I feel like the way to transcend your little bubble of thought and to get everybody's bubbles of thoughts up in here is to expand, get out of your comfort zone, try and appreciate things that you could never appreciate, which is actually how I got into liking a couple country songs, because I said, what genre am I least inclined to like? Country, off the bat.
Right.
So I made myself dig
Right.
until I could find a country song that I liked, at least one.
Oh, there's some country songs that I genuinely love. Now I believe there was one karaoke session with mom in the car, and she almost made me get out and walk home because I think I was singing like Florida Georgia Line song "Dirt," and
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say them. I knew you were gonna say them. That's
we
like
got
your
some.
go-to, like.
Margaret Bywater says, "I love this. I love how you teach, share your craft and passion." HD said, James said, the best music comes from the sense of a genuine place and emotion. Most definitely does. Dave says, what's Lexi's SoundCloud? Here we go.
I'll post the link. I'll do it.
We will post the link. Oh my God. I just got another comment that took me there. The Gambler.
The Gambler.
We
sing it.
We sing it all the time, Al.
Yeah.
Uncle Al. We sing that song all the time.
Yeah, just
Prince Shango said Tennessee whiskey.
That's funny. I almost wore my Jack Daniels hoodie for the show tonight, but I got Famous Tattoo Works.
See that, Eli? She done jacked me for my tattoo or for my hoodie. She got on your Famous Tattoo Works hoodie.
Hell yeah. I have one more question for you.
All right.
This is the final question. Do you prefer distraction, catharsis, or both? So, like, do you prefer a song to take you away, or do you prefer it to ground you to reality?
Take me away.
See, that's one way I feel like we differ, is because I like my music to like shake me into the real moment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I do need that getaway. So like sometimes there is an element of fantasy to music, which is why it's so interesting to look into the psychology of music.
So for me, it's not so much a take me away, but I'm so encompassed in reality every day that if I could just have a break from that, that's what music is for me.
I think sometimes it's even like a paradoxical kind of both. Like a song can therapeutically like get something out of you, but in that same breath, like ground you into something else that isn't reality. So like it can do both in one, but I just wanted to know which side of that you preferred.
Absolutely.
Great. So that was the last of my questions. Do you have anything you want to ask me?
Oh, I got a few.
All right.
I got a few.
Okay.
Give me a little notebook here. My first question for you is, do tattoos hurt?
Yes. They don't feel ticklish, you know. They hurt a little bit. Now, here's the thing. For those of you who don't know me well enough to know this, I have janky little tattoos I did, and they are a different kind of pain. They're an annoying, like, bee sting kind of pain, and then like a professional good tattoo hurts in a different way. It's very easy to deal with though compared to stick and poke, because a stick and poke is just so tedious and takes so long for the tattoo to not even look as good as if you would have just got it.
So. That was my bogus generic question.
Okay.
What keeps you so inspired and motivated to create daily? Because most people don't know this. You're either playing the guitar, singing, or doing something musically every day. So
yeah,
what keeps that fire going for you?
I honestly couldn't give you a direct, straightforward answer with that, but I can try to like explain a little bit.
And Amy's chiming in before you answer. Love you guys. Hey, and Amy. Hey.
Love you. I love your face. But even when I'm at a low point where I don't even feel like getting up to brush my teeth or something like that, and that's real. That happens, you know.
Mm-hmm.
When I feel like that, there's always going to be a drive in me to create music. There's always going to be a drive in me to listen to it and explore it. I just have a relationship with music that I have with no other objective thing or system, really. So.
I just remembered one of the questions you had asked me. What music did you put me up onto? The R&B singer Black.
Yeah, yeah, he's awesome. He's so cool. I love his style so much. It's so, it's very like synthy and bassy, but it's also smooth. It's perfect. I don't know how to explain it, but I love him. I love his music.
I need your top 5 artists, any genre.
All right. So would you like of all time or as of right now?
All time. Then as of right now.
All right, all time. I'm going to have to put Nirvana at number 1. They were my obsession for years. You can ask anybody that's close enough to me to know. Nirvana was like my number 1 band. I could play all their songs on guitar. It's a constant love for Nirvana over here.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Motionless in White. They're a metalcore band from Scranton, PA. And they've been playing since the early 2000s. And they've been one of my favorite bands since, I'm going to say 6th or 7th grade. And they're just a band I can put on when I'm doing anything or in any mood. Like, they're just transferable to all aspects of my life. So I love them. 3, I'm going to try to throw in I need like a solid, TK. TK-47. Now that's a little controversial too because of his history, but I love his music. People sometimes will say it's like juvenile or kind of like raw, but I like that about his music. I like that it's very reflective of his personality. He's kind of like menacing and like moves different. And so that's why I like TK. He was like my first real favorite rapper probably. So who else? I gotta get 2 more in here of all time. Pink. Pink is one of my all-time favorite singers. Like, I don't care if that's cheesy of me. I don't care if that makes me look less edgy or gives me less street cred or any of that shit. I love Pink. She's awesome. She's so talented. She inspired me in so many ways. Like, even just as simple as like her having short hair. When I was a little kid, I thought that was the dopest thing in the world. You know?
Now here we are.
And then, yeah. And finally, 5. Ooh, I gotta be smart with this one. I gotta be really smart with this one. Blind Melon. Blind Melon, the 90s band that sang Change, that song I covered, and they sing No Rain. There's just something about their music that like I deeply connect with. So it's always, maybe since like freshman year of high school, I'm not even in high school anymore, and I still play their songs on guitar constantly. And then
who's your 5 artists of all time or of right now?
Right now, number one, you're gonna know this when I say it. Ginger, Jinjer. They made this song called Pisces. It's about like the duality of life and the duality of self, and that I'm obsessed with that song. Like, my dad can vouch for me. I play that song you can vouch for me. I play that song every single day.
She does, on repeat.
And their song Perennial, like, just all their music is so good. All right, so Ginger, number 1. Number 2, I'm gonna have to put Ghostman in here somewhere. Like, he probably could have even been number 1, but his music, I feel like, was all of it. All of his music, his old rap, like his like boom bap inspired like psychedelic stuff, and his now like more metal inspired stuff. It all speaks to me on such a level that I can't explain with words. Like, I feel like he reached into my brain and took out like my music fuel and put that like and amplified it. It's amazing. It's incredible to relate to someone that much. So 3, Paris, Pvris. I've played you some of their stuff for sure.
Well, I have a couple of her songs on my playlist too.
Yeah,
White Noise.
Yeah, that's a good one. I love White Noise, but their whole concept of each album and the visual art with it and the interpretive dance and all of it, just everything Paris does, I love. And it's a little different for me to listen to something so soft and like girly, as you said, like so like smooth. But there's something so ear pleasing about it that I cannot it's like ambient music almost. Like it makes me calm. It grounds me. So I love Paris. That was 3. 4, Black. I love Black. I never thought he would be like one of my favorites. I always enjoyed some of his songs, but there's just something he does about, his music. It makes me want to take inspiration from him and like kind of follow in that suit more with my sound, because I do a lot of like heavier stuff, or like kind of generic, more like modern day new age rap kind of stuff. But I want to go in that direction of like playing with the head a little bit, like playing with your mind a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, we do need your top 5. We need your top 5. And
We'll
then
get to
yeah. So that was 4. All right, 5.
4.
5th, final artist. Current favorite. I just named the basic 4 that I listen to every day. Oh, I gotta think of some like 2000s, early 2000s rock. Like, who have I been listening to? I guess stuff like I guess that's not one artist, but like stuff like Seether and like Crossfade, like Buck Cherry, stuff like that has been my favorite as of recently. I guess I'll just throw in Seether. I like Seether right now.
Or
Yeah.
Prince Shango said, Lexi, we need you to do a 2020 year in review freestyle.
Absolutely. I'm not trying to get my whole wig snatched on live right now, but I would definitely write and take my time to articulate something like that. But I'm not like my pops over here. I can't just like, that's gonna take some time. That's gonna take quite a bit of time. That's a dope idea though.
Absolutely. Absolutely is.
Did you have anything else you wanted to ask?
Yes, one last one.
All right.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Musically, I hope that I'm still creating music. I mean, I'm always going to be listening to it. That's a given. I have it on 24 hours a day, even when I'm asleep. Right.
She
I know.
really
You
does.
know that. Yeah, you know that just as much as I do. 5 years from now, I don't really have a very specific structured plan on what I want to be doing with my life as a whole. I hope I have a fulfilling job and like, good people in my corner. I always will have good people in my corner, at least the main 3. But and I hope that whatever I'm doing, it's genuine, and that people around me can flourish from it, not just myself. That's what I hope for the next 5 years.
Fire. Fire. So that's all the questions I have for you. This wasn't about, we could have another show where I interview you. I mean, that's no problem.
That would be awesome.
Most definitely. Signed, being managed by your dad.
If only. If only. If only.
So yeah. I'll give you my top 5 real quick. Rappers or just anything?
Anything, anybody.
Stained.
Oh yeah.
Biggie. Joe Budden.
Of course.
I love Poison.
Yeah, I know you do.
I love Poison. I also love Scarface.
All right.
Shango said I can interview you both.
That would be dope too.
Absolutely.
What about your top 5 right now, Dad?
Sue Surf, Mozzie, Dave East ish.
Ish.
Benny the Butcher.
I like that name.
And Jelly Roll.
I was gonna say, who, now this is such a crazy random question for me to ask, but who else was in Slaughterhouse besides Joe Budden? Because I feel like you could have named this one.
Oh, Royce, Joel Ortiz.
Joel
Yeah,
Ortiz. I was gonna say two favorites of yours that I would have definitely
yeah.
put in that list too is Twisted Sister and Joel Ortiz.
Most
Yeah,
definitely.
sick
Most
combo. But
definitely. Yes.
yeah, but
So,
oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I think that's it, kiddo. That's all I have. Unless you got something else.
Yeah, I just wanted to say before we concluded things that I think it's dope that you do this. I think that you finding another outlet of expression for yourself was one of the coolest things you could have done. I love that people are in your corner supporting you and supporting the fact that you want to have positive interactions with people that fuel creativity and fuel change in people and fuel discussion. I think it's dope that you do that. I'll always support you no matter what you do. And it's been awesome to actually be on Spittin' with Spitter and to see everybody's feedback. I'm super happy this happened. So thank you.
Most definitely. And now to you, right? Your mother knows this, your brother knows this, and you know this. There's three big reasons on why I'm still here on this earth breathing and why I'm alive. And you are one of them. And you're my best friend. Other than, my wife and my son, you always know when I'm having a good day, a bad day, and in between day. We have more conversations than a little bit, and I love our relationship, and I wouldn't change that for anything. And I just want you to stay how you are, not like the age wise, because I always wanted you to stay like a little girl, but that shit just doesn't happen. That's not realistic. Stay as creative and genuine and good caring, and you have a heart of gold, and don't ever change that.
I love
I
you.
love you too. We hold on. To serve top 3 in my headphones. Amazing show. Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, The Wizard of Oz. I'm adding it to the home video rotation. I love it.
Oh no.
This was a blessing to watch this. This is amazing. I just want to thank everybody that tunes in weekly, no matter whether you know the guest or not. Like, to me, this has been my favorite interview or way, even though I was the one in the hot seat, like, just to be able to share anything with my kids. Like me and my son have the love of basketball. You know what I mean? Me and you have the love of music, and just to be able to share that with you is phenomenal. And just to be in this space with you is amazing.
Thanks, Papa. You know
No
what we
doubt.
gotta do before we go?
What's that?
Popcorn.
Can you but I'm gonna shout out the sponsors real quick one last time, and then I want you to take us out of here with the Spittin' with Spitter outro.
All right.
So if you haven't tuned in and you need to know where to go for some vape supplies, go over to Lehigh Vapor over there on 822 Nazareth Pike. They have all the vaping essentials. They got fire juice, they got mods, they got all kinds of devices. If you want to quit smoking, or if you're just a vapor, go over there and tell them TJ sent you. Go to Mom and Pop CBD shop for all your CBD and wellness needs. They have tinctures, flour, pain relief cream, gummies. They have everything you could need. I love their products. I suggest if you're in the market for them to try them as well. And can we get the outro from you, Lou?
Yo, it's Lexi Lou. You've been tuned in to Spittin' with Spitter. Thank you for watching. Peace and blessings.
Love you, yo.
I love you. Can you already guess what this is?
No.
Running my pain.